Stretch it out.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that looked good.
Oh, that was a very good one. Oh. Welcome to episode 39 of the Screen Age Podcast, and I'm your No, I cannot say that phrase.
No, you definitely can't say it like that.
I'm your host, Connor.
And I'm Rodrigo. I guess we're starting it like this. Jesus.
Of course we're starting it like this.
What? You okay? Get enough sleep last night? No.
No, I got way more sleep than I thought. That's one of the worst sleeps I've almost had.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Whoops.
We'll just swiftly move past that.
Okay.
Right. I guess we could start on movies today.
Yeah.
So have you seen the what's it called? Say it for me. Oh, Dwayne Johnson's new movie,
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Have you seen it?
I've been seeing this out, like trailers and teasers for so long, for ages. So when it just wasn't out, I was really surprised. And now that it is out, I'm less surprised because I just. Oh my god! Sorry, like 3 burps came up. I'm like, I don't know what it is. So is this? Am I correct in saying it's a movie based on a ride in Disneyland?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
That there's a ride called Jungle Cruise in Disneyland, and that they based the movie off of the ride in Disneyland.
Oh, okay. That is potentially true then. Yes. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't know that, so you could be right on that one. But like it's basically, so like Dwayne Johnson's in it with
Emily Blunt, Jack Whitehall.
Emily Blunt, yeah. And basically they kind of just go like it's the title of the fucking film. They go into the jungle on a ship, and they're trying to get something. I don't know if they're trying to get something, someone, an animal, find something. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like a Jumanji type of film again.
It really does feel like it,
because like this is like the second time we see, like, we obviously saw Dwayne in Jumanji, and you know, he's got the whole jungle outfit and shit, and it looks the exact same. So it literally just looks like a Jumanji 3. Because it does have kind of monsters and stuff like Jumanji would have. So like I have pretty much no interest in watching this film.
I really don't.
I don't, and like it's been getting mixed reviews. Like some say it's really good, some say it's poor. But like I think the main outlook on it from an audience point of view is that it's quite good. The critics are kind of split on it, but the audience think it's quite good. But I don't know if it's that it's quite good, or they just kind of like The Rock and they're like, yeah, it's good because The Rock's in it.
Yeah. Like with a lot of times, more so recently, I will look at the viewers' reactions of a movie more so than critics. I don't know what it is about critics in the span of COVID, because usually when I see a movie, I'm like, yeah, okay, critics seem to have really liked this, and then when I go watch it, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. But a lot lately, I'll see like critics go, oh, this is like just slander a movie. Really, they'll rank it horribly, and then I'll watch it, I'm like, this is pretty good, and then I'll look at like the critics versus the viewer reviews, and they'll be like, the viewer reviews are so much higher than the critic reviews. I'm like, is there something just going on with critics nowadays?
We've covered this before, but
something similar to it, at least.
I just really don't understand critics. Like, what are they basing it off? Do they have to, like, does a film need to meet certain criteria? like I don't know, like they give X amount of points for acting, X amount of points for story, and so on and so forth. Is there like a template, or is it just kind of like, are they watching it and just go like, okay, so like my 10 out of 10 would be a fucking, I don't know, like The Shawshank Redemption. A 0 would be like, I don't know, like, I don't know, a terrible film. Can't think of one. And then like my middle ground would be like Batman vs Superman, and then they'd be like, they kind of base it off that. It's like, I enjoyed that a little more than I did Batman vs Superman, so I'll give it a 60. Yeah, or they kind of like, is there like a criteria that they have to fill in?
Taking it from like your first, depiction there of what they could do, that means every single critic should be different in that case.
Yes.
But I guess it's what really annoys me about critics and stuff like that is the fact that they are all very similar and they're all very like close knit. And now, in that sense, I would say that there is some form of general criteria that critics have to follow. But with that sense, it feels like there's so much less of a like variety and opinion then amongst critics. It's just what you think you're checking a box with. Which is then going to either then that makes sense when movies feel Oscar worthy because they'll be so aware of what boxes they have to tick. Unlike, say, a Zack Snyder movie, which is just made because you like making movies, you won't take as many boxes, but it'll still be really good, but it still won't feel Oscar worthy.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I feel like the reason they're all so similar, and like you said, they're such a closely knit community of critics. It could be that, like, it could be like a thing where you go watch a movie with your friends, and it could be like the first Suicide Squad film. You go watch it, and like you're like, damn, I really enjoyed that, and your other 3 friends are like, that was garbage, and then you go, yeah, that was garbage, even though you enjoyed it. So it could be a thing like that the critics are like, that was good, and then they see other critics go, no, this was poor, or that is mediocre, and they go, okay, it's mediocre. Like, they won't say that it's good, even though they might think it's good, because how could thousands of critics have the exact same opinion on a film?
Sorry, I think it's got a major spoiler for a TV series, but that's it. That's it. But what I also think is, I actually think the critic community is actually quite vicious, because I've heard, I think in the past, if a critic has as big of a different opinion on something as other ones do, I think they get like a little bit attacked. I think there's been a few times where they'll be like, yeah, I like this, but I think critics have to defend their opinion a lot more than even say we have to. We publicize our fucking opinions on things. But I think, like, with us at least, it is literally just our layman's opinion. As the whole point of the show is just, it's our regular opinion on a random thing. We're not critics at all. We're not sticking to these things. But a critic, if they come out, is paid to come out and do so. So if they come out and have a major opinion, even if it's they think a movie's better than other ones, they have to defend their opinion so much harder because there's other critics coming after them.
Yeah, so that's what it makes it feel like. They're just kind of going, it's, I'll just be a sheep and go with the curve just to, have people off my back, which is quite annoying, because then you don't genuinely get like someone's view on a film, like, because like it's like the Last Jedi. We think it's one of the worst films. Because it is one of the worst films. Yeah, it's probably the worst Star Wars film. Yeah. Maybe Clone Wars beats it, but probably that one.
You just don't like Clone Wars.
They're bad. But, like, it's a bad film. Right? Oh, yeah. But there's people out there that would come out and say, no, it's not that bad. It's actually quite a decent film. Or it fits into the trilogy. Or, like, there's people out there that think I mean, their opinion is incorrect, but at least they're able to come out with the opinion, go like, oh, the original trilogy shit. At least they're able to come out and say that, and you know, that's their opinion. If a critic came out and said the original trilogy of Star Wars was shit compared to the newest one, they'd be probably sacked and they'd never have a job in movie reviews ever again. But I would respect that person, not for their opinion, but respect that person for coming out and having an opinion that isn't the same to everyone else. His opinion would be very incorrect, but at least at least we'll be able to be like, you know, that guy is genuine.
Yeah, because in that sense, then you'd have multiple different people with multiple different opinions and personalities on it. So multiple, like, it would be more so like a show. It would be like this. It would be like a YouTube channel for the world. You'd pay more attention to that type of person, to that person's reviews and understanding of it, more so than someone else's, but you'd look at that person. So I guess in that sense, if you were to do it that way, A, critics would get a lot more popularity and fame, but B, it would be a lot harder to break off into it.
Exactly, yeah.
So, like we said in the last part about, I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was about video games DLC. We can say a bunch of things, but there's always consequences to things that we want that we don't see, and I feel like that would be one of them. We'd love if critics were a lot more, you know, opinionated and were a lot more open about what they like and dislike, but if they do that, then it makes it more difficult for actual critics to come in, and it becomes more like YouTube, and I know for a fact they will start to exploit that. So maybe it's good that we have what it is at the moment, even if it is a bit toxic, but at the same time there's a level of toxicity that would come with the other way. So
and usually what I always take critic reviews with a pinch of salt because of this, but I also think that it's not necessarily their opinion on the film. I think it's the criteria doesn't fit. You know, like, I think that they get like a set of questions with boxes that a movie has to take to get a certain score, and whatever, which again then makes it very, like, just very narrow, because it's like a film's good or bad if it doesn't take this or that, you know, which isn't always the case, you know. Like, how, and this is the last point I'm making on this, like, critic reviews on Citizen Kane is 100%. Like, let's say Rotten Tomatoes, 100%. Every single critic gave it 100%. So it's the perfect film, right? And a lot of people will agree with that because it's a fucking generational film that
it's made movies what we know them as now.
Exactly, that made that film. Without that film, a lot of the films we have today are not made, right? So understandable, 100% perfect. And then you have Paddington 2, and I'm not saying anything about Paddington 2. I haven't seen it, but people really enjoy it. But how could that also be 100% when it's a kids comedy film? And then Citizen Kane is a generational, one of the most important films of all time. So how could they both get the same if it's a criteria based?
Yeah.
So, you know. So, like, I just don't understand critics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but from critics to ScarJo, I think this is the biggest news of the week. Probably the biggest news we're probably going to cover in our 38 episode career
so far. Yeah, this is pretty huge,
massive.
Let's have our facts straight.
For those who don't live under a rock, ScarJo is suing Disney, which is massive.
Oh yeah, like, anyone who takes on that company.
I mean, the I don't even know what the word is there. Just the absolute confidence of this woman to know that she's going against she's going against the biggest movie and TV show company out there at the moment, and she's going after them for all their beans, like much. And like, so the reason she's suing them is because Black Widow was released both in theaters and on Disney Plus at the same time. And on her contract, it stipulates that she's not paid, like, she's paid a set amount, but the majority of her money is made on ticket sales. So she gets a percentage of ticket sales. And she was expected to make 50 million, or a little over 50 million on ticket sales, which did not occur because people didn't necessarily go to see it in the cinema. They bought it on Disney Plus. And she doesn't see a single cent of the Disney Plus money. And she did try to negotiate it back a while ago, and Disney just refused to. Oh, well, it didn't refuse. They just ignored basically her requests.
Yeah.
And this has sparked up a lot of people doing this now. It feels like Disney have been doing this for a little bit, and just people were scared to even come out, because Emma Stone has come out and said that she's suing them as well for the same thing for Cruella.
There's a few people. There's more than just her as well. But like, Disney at the moment has... It's very unusual, because if you were to go back 10 years, you think of Disney, you think about family-friendly, beautiful animation movies that are suitable for kids and stuff like that. But now, every time I think of Disney... And it's certainly, like, it's said in jokes a whole lot, but I think there's a whole lot more fear in those jokes than what we actually want to get, or like, give recognition to. Is like, we always talk about Disney and how they own everything. We talk about Disney and how they're a big corporate company that's just looking to get everything. Now, that's a joke in one sense, but it's fucking terrifying. It's true, but it's fucking terrifying for anyone who works in there, because if you feel done wrong by, I think that's a phrase, and you feel like something needs to have a change, you as one person cannot go against them, because they're so big, they're so menacingly intimidating, and there's no way you're going to turn around and say it. But they managed to screw over this one person who has in the past is always there to talk up, like doing the right thing and good work conditions, all that type of stuff. She has gone against, and she's always spoken up about what's right. So they went against this.
And how do you go against Disney's, like, probably most influential woman?
It's certainly up there. Yeah,
like, she's definitely up there with one of the most influential women, not just in Disney and Marvel, just in the whole movie industry. She's super influential to young girls and women and men out there. Like, she influences massively, and then you go off and you screw her like this. Is honestly, like, kind of shocking. But it also kind of makes me think the reason she's doing this, obviously because she was screwed out of 50 million, but it's also because she's done with Marvel. Like, she's never coming back. She's not being Black Widow anymore. That's it. She's done with Marvel. So she's okay with never being hired by Disney again. She's okay with that because she's done with it. So she could go to Warner Bros. She can go to other things to, like, do movies if she wants to. So that makes me think, how many people have been screwed over but haven't done anything because they have future roles or potential future roles or whatever in the past. So, like, I'm thinking, like, has Disney done this before? We just never heard of it.
Oh, easily. And before people start going, oh, but she's really rich, why should she care about the money? It's $50 million. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are, maybe not Jeff Bezos in the top 10 the richest people in the world, but if 50 million goes missing from your bank account, you go, hang on to fuck.
Yeah, like you gotta bear in mind, these people, like, you gotta put it proportionally. Okay, yes, they have millions of money, but put it proportionally to you. If you were doing a job and you were doing a job for 3 months and you were being paid for, over those 3 months, $3,000, but you were offered that if this product that you made over the 3 months sells, you will get an extra $10,000, and then suddenly you turn around and you don't get $10,000 because they decided to sell it online or sell it in bulk to someone else or something like that. Would you be hella pissed? Yes.
Oh yeah, anyone would be.
So
hella
proportionally,
pissed.
yes, you would be pissed. So everyone that's like, oh, she's rich, blah blah blah, like, why is she complaining? Blah, she already has all the money in the world. No, like, so why? If she had, even if Jeff Bezos was complaining about 50 million, I don't care. He earned that 50 million. You give him the 50 million. You know, like, so like they've really really done a number, and it doesn't. It makes them look really bad because they also came out. They came out straight away and said, "No, she's lying. This is not true. All she's saying has no basis," which just makes you look worse.
It makes it look worse because if they come out and say no, she's lying. First off, you're saying that Scarlett Johansson is lying, an incredibly influential person, as you said, for countless things around this world, is a liar.
Yeah.
So many people are instantly going to back ScarJo now. Like, I don't know. I thought that was a very stupid decision, but I don't think it's the first time where they've come out and said something. You're like, why would you say that? But
yeah, like, obviously they didn't say she is a liar, but it's implied that she was lying. It's definitely
implied. Yeah, no, like, again, this is what they're calling her. But second off, what was I saying? Because they do. Oh my god, why did you throw me off a fucking groove like that? Yeah, no,
say
it's gone now.
Again.
No fucking point. I can't reason it. I'll come back to me in a second. It wasn't even a point. It wasn't even a good thing to interrupt me with now. Talk about something else.
No, but like, yeah, like they just come out and say like, no, she's lying. You know, she's one of the most influenced people out there, and they just.
Oh, got it. It's bad that if they turn around and say, no, she's lying, calling her a liar, but most influential person, go back and listen to the past 30 seconds. It's also really bad that they come out and say that when other people like Emma Stone are also considering doing it because they've been hard done by. So you come out and say, even more, a person who's even more influential than Emma Stone and stuff like that, and she's very influential as well because she's even younger than ScarJo, so she's even more influential than other people. If someone like that is coming out also and saying, hang on, I'm considering doing it as well because that's not what I was promised, and you say that another person is a liar, yet there are more people saying, hang on now, I also feel like this, you are fucked.
Yeah, like you're really screwed because one thing is one person claiming what's it called? Oh, like claiming that you stole money from them. Like that's one thing. One person,
or at least withheld money.
Yeah, when more than one person is coming out and saying this, you know you're wrong. You know you've. It's not them that's lying. It's you. You know, because even Gerard Butler is suing over Olympus Has Fallen. I
think I saw that money. Actually. Wow.
So like. They're all coming out now, so like this has really started a whole wave of.
Is Olympus Has Fallen a fucking Disney movie?
I don't know, but even if it's not a Disney movie, they've been encouraged to do so. You know, they've been encouraged to come out and speak about being taken away or money taken away from them. You know, so like. They're on the ropes now, so and I'm sure. I don't know because I'm not, you know, one of the inside people. I'm sure ScarJo tried to negotiate, wasn't given it, went back to them and said, "Hey, I'm going to file a lawsuit if you do not comply, you know, with your contract." So they were told before she even filed for a lawsuit and still refused to pay her. And then come out and call her a liar. Like, you've done messed up.
Like, it's really bad because even Kevin Feige's coming out and he's angry at Disney over Black Widow Street. Like, I feel like that post saying that, oh no, this didn't actually happen, was the worst timed event you could have done. It's the worst possible thing you could have done in this instance, because if you, again, as I said, you're calling someone a liar for that, no, this didn't happen, and then Emma Stone comes out and says, no, this is not right, and then Kevin Feige, of all people, is also angry.
One of the most powerful people at Disney
And it's like, what the fuck? And then you're like, that's it. They are digging a grave that's just being excavated by explosives at this point.
Yeah, so like they've really put themselves in a hole here. They did not realize the amount of like the amount of backlash they were going to receive.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just going to be like, we're going to be able to just bury her lawyers in paperwork and shove this in like under the rug, just brush it under the rug. But this is not going to go away anytime soon.
No.
So they better come back out and say, fix this, because if this keeps going, I could easily see Marvel fans backing ScarJo on this and just going, we're boycotting the next film, which is Shang-Chi, which they are really pushing to get money out of. They really need Shang-Chi to do well to continue their rebuild of the Marvel universe. So if people are going to boycott Marvel movies because of this, they are going to suffer big time. So they better come out and fix this very quickly while they still have a bit of buffer time before the next big film comes out.
Yeah.
But I mean, Disney have the money. 50 million to them is nothing.
Yeah,
so
like,
why are you screwing your workers out of this? Like
there's a comparison here with Warner Brothers that they had similar things happen in the past, but the reason why people don't know about it is pretty easily because they rework the contracts to compromise with their talent, which is what it says here. And this is not small people that are like, the reason we don't know because it's small actors. No, one was Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and Gal Gadot. Like, they're all really... Gal Gadot was for Wonder Woman 1984. Did you ever hear of any issues with payments over 1984? No. Exactly. Because they just... Once they saw it happened, okay, first off, the talent felt comfortable enough to say, we need to renegotiate something. This isn't right. And Warner Brothers were open enough to saying, yes, okay. And they ended up paying $250 million in each of those... Not in each, but over the course of those 3 deals, they paid out $250 million.
Yeah.
Now,
so there was a bit of compromise. Cause, I mean, ScarJo might walk in there and say, hey, I need 50 million, but Disney be like, hey, look, like, you know, with the whole shtick going on, like, it's kind of hard, you know, it wasn't going to sell as well in theaters because, you know, theaters aren't their full capacity, blah, 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 but we understand your frustration, so we'll meet halfway, we'll give you 30 million. Or something like that. And then I'm sure ScarJo would have been happy with that, but the fact that they just didn't even do anything is frustrating. So, I mean, like, I knew Disney were stingy for money, but this is just this is on another level.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And just before we move off onto TVs and stuff, I just want to say this: Cowboys and Aliens creator says studio politics killed plans for a sequel. How do politics within studio conflict with a movie that is literally, quite seriously, about cowboys and aliens?
That's a very controversial
Food for thought.
There.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Shower thoughts right there. You'd be thinking about that one for days. I
would be thinking about that one for days. To be funny to me. All movies.
Right, yeah, we move on. Well, Disney, get your shit together. I think that's the conclusion of this. Yeah, TV show. Do you have anything?
Please go first. Because you have something that's pretty obvious.
I do. I have Hawkeye. We're kind of sticking with Disney. Hawkeye. So we finally got the first look. So like not a set photo, an actual photo of the show of Hawkeye with Clint. No, with it is Clint, but what's his name?
Barton?
Yeah, what's his actual name?
Oh, Jamie Renner.
Jamie Renner. Yeah, and is it Kate Bishop? Or is that her TV show name?
I think it's Kate Bishop.
Okay, but we got the first look at it, and we got a release date November. What's your face for?
There's a High School Musical series?
We'll get to that. Sorry. But, so... It's a November release date, which is okay. I mean, I was expecting it to be next year, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this to be out this year. Are you excited for this?
Yeah, because I love it's Kate Bishop. Yeah, I love Hawkeye, and I love.
Her name's actually Haley Steinfeld.
Why the fuck is it saying MCU Kate Bishop? Is a Hawkeye fan? Oh, what? No, that's a bit weird. That's a bit of a misleading title, but I love Hawkeye, and I think he always gets I think there's two people when it comes to Hawkeye. You either think, yeah, he's badass because he's an archer that can hold his own. Like, that's my whole thing. He doesn't have any superpowers. It's like Black Widow. He doesn't have any superpowers. He can just see really well. He's just really good at seeing, and he has the accuracy of a fucking robot on, like, of a bot on veteran in Call of Duty. But, like, he's badass because he can hold his own against gods. He had the steel cojones to fire an arrow at a fucking Asgardian god flying at like 70 kilometers an hour in the air in the middle of a fucking battle in New York City and nailed it twice.
Twice. Yeah, no, like Hawkeye is incredibly underrated character.
Oh yeah.
And like Black Widow, both movie and TV show, very late. Very late. They should have gotten a movie, TV show a lot sooner. This is a very, very late to the scene thing. But hey, we got it in the end.
Yeah, and at least this is a movie. It's a series. This is at least a series which I think suits his character a lot better. But like,
it does.
I also just love Jeremy Renner.
I love him. I absolutely love him, and I think this show is going to be really, really good. I honestly think this is going to be one of the better ones that we're gonna get. The only thing, and I don't know if I should say because it's a Black Widow spoiler, and you haven't seen it. And
okay, first off, I'm not gonna watch that movie. Even when my dad said he'd pay for it, I was like, no, I don't want to see that movie. So you can say it here and now. And then second off, spoilers for the Black Widow if you happen to be one of those people who are not like me.
Okay, so spoilers for Black Widow anyway. So the end credit scene is. Have you seen the Captain America and no wait, what is it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's
no.
He's Captain America now. But anyway, at the end of that, what seemed to be Miss Hydra or Lady Hydra, or whatever it's called, approaches John Walker. I think it's his name, John Walker. The guy that's the bad Captain America. He approaches him and says that like she'll be in contact with him or whatever. So the end credit scene of Black Widow is Yelena, Black Widow's sister, at ScarJo's grave. She's at her grave leaving flowers or something like that. And Lady Hydra is there as well. And well, like she shows up afterwards and she's like, you know, she tries to make it funny because she's like crying, but then she's like, I think it's time for you to avenge your sister, and gives him a picture of Hawkeye, and then it just ends. So she's going to be in Hawkeye. Okay. So she will be in Hawkeye trying to avenge Black Widow. But my only issue with this is that it's stupid.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, because first things first, how does Lady Hydra know what happened in Vormir? How does she know? Let's just say she found out. Okay, she finds out. Yelena is told he killed her. Okay, Yelena's pissed. But the second she goes to confront him, and they're able to have some sort of a communication between them, he'll be able to explain, hey, this is not what happened. We were there, and someone had to die, and I offered to die, and then we had this whole thing. She explains the whole situation, blah blah blah, and she sacrificed herself because I had a family. Yelena should be like, oh, okay, understandable, and then that's that feud over.
I just realized something.
What?
That bit in the movie now makes it a little bit is not as impactful
Stupider,
because
I know.
yeah, it's so much more stupider because she has a family too.
I know. That was my whole issue with the Black Widow film, is that her whole thing, even after, like, okay, before Infinity War and Civil War, okay, she's always said she's no family because she disowned them or whatever. But then after, so Infinity War and Endgame, she had reconnected with them.
Yeah.
So therefore, why does she keep saying, "Oh, I have no family. Oh, I'm alone." Blah blah
Exactly.
blah.
Yeah.
Okay, in Endgame, they might have been the three of them got blipped. Okay, that's fair enough. That's plot armor, you know. But the whole thing in Vormir, why does she say, "I don't have a family, I don't have anyone to live for," when she clearly does have a family that she cares for? So that's my whole issue with the Black Widow film, is how could you say, oh no, she doesn't have a family, she doesn't care about anyone because she has no one to live for, she's on her own, and she's had enough, and she's just going to pass away. And then give her a family that she clearly cares about.
Because the whole inner conflict of those two characters isn't the fact of, oh, they both have families, who does it. It's one has nothing that she believes that she has to live for, so she just wants to go. And the other one feels like he's made, and Clint has made so many mistakes and so many horrible decisions in the time his family is gone that he won't be able to look him in the eyes. Those are two very impactful things. And then at the very end, you still see that that Black Widow's like, no, you can still reclaim everything for your family. I can't reclaim everything for my family because as you said, everything is gone. I don't have anything to live for. I don't have any reclaiming things. But now she can. And now she does have things to live for. And her entire argument has gone out the window. And her doing that is not as impactful anymore. So I am not going to watch Black Widow just purposely so I can still have that really impactful conflict of those two characters still remain in
because
Endgame.
Like you said, that was the whole thing of that, is that she had nothing to live for and she made that sacrifice so Clint could have his family back. But the whole thing in Black Widow is that she doesn't care about her parents. Well, they're not her real parents, but her two fake parents and her fake sister, because they're all like fake. They're actually not her actual family. They're not bloodline family. But like, the whole thing is that the whole film she's like, no, I don't, it was not real and all this, it was fake. And then at the end she comes to the conclusion that it was real. You know, although it was an artificially made family, they were a family nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then she's like, at the end she's like, don't worry, I'll be in contact with you and all this. And she's like, I have two families now, the Avengers and ye, like I finally have two families, blah blah blah. And then it's like, no, we did not see this at any stage in the other films. So like, this is why I think the Black Widow had a lot of plot holes, because they should have ended with Black Widow just disowning them or just not wanting to be in relationship with them, which then would have justified her dying. But this whole thing is just dumb. So, but anyway, Hawkeye out November 24th on Disney Plus, streaming every Wednesday. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just seeing Jeremy Renner back in the seat of Hawkeye again, or at least as his mentor. I don't even mind. I just want to see Jeremy Renner in something. So
yeah, because I feel like this seems like a passing of the torch, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, and I'm happy with that because
is okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, cause if Jeremy Renner then, like, if that's the end of his Hawkeye contract and all that type of stuff, I'd be more than happy to like see him go, because that'd be a nice little send off that he's ready to leave and be with his family, so I can always think that he is with his family, or at least in the background, because I think it's his daughter, isn't it? No,
is it his daughter?
No, I don't know.
I think it is.
No, because it's Bishop.
Because it's Kate Bishop. Yeah.
But I'll be happy with that, because I'd be happier to see Jeremy Renner in a lot of other things as well, because I loved him in Wind River. I really want to watch that movie again, because even Kate Olsen or Elizabeth Olsen? Who plays which Olsen plays Scarlet Witch? Elizabeth Olsen?
Elizabeth, yeah.
Yeah, she's in that, and she's great in that too, so I want to see her in other things, except because she's kind of still stuck with, being Scarlet Witch. she is actually Scarlet Witch now.
Yeah.
So I really want to see him in other things, so I'm happy to let him play this out and then move on, hopefully.
Move on, yeah, because again, he's been an original Avenger, so like he served his time, and again, I do feel like he could potentially keep going, but they have done his character wrong, so it's probably kind of. It's too late to like revive Hawkeye, it's too late, so that's why they're gonna probably bring in another Arrow person and just be like, yeah, we'll do this person a little better than we did Hawkeye. But yeah, Jeremy Renner's class. Have you seen Tag?
Yes, that's very funny.
He's brilliant in that. But anyway, do you have anything else on TV show?
Yeah. Well, we're only halfway through it.
I know. I'm just saying what you have.
Let me see. I did have one thing I wanted to mention that I.
Was that the High School Musical?
No, I just want to I don't want to talk about it. Just when the fuck did that happen?
I do kind of vaguely remember hearing something about it.
But season 2 is coming out.
I do vaguely remember it, but it's dumb. Yeah, just stop.
I would say Sweet Tooth is getting a season 2, as you know. It's one of our first posts. No, actually not one of our first posts, but it's a show that I really like. It's from producing mind of Robert Downey Jr. So I'm very happy to see season 2 of that, because I'm waiting on so many shows to be renewed. You might have overheard me. I was talking to your brother yesterday. I'm waiting on so many shows to be renewed for season 2 that it's going fucking crazy, waiting for something to be like, yeah, you're getting it now. Because I don't know when ID's coming out, so at least I know that this is being renewed, but I just don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah, and then you know what's going to happen. One or two things are going to happen. You're either, a lot of your shows are going to get cancelled and you're going to be hella pissed, or they're all going to be renewed and all released within like 2 weeks.
I can take the comfort in knowing that one of the main shows has gained a lot of support since I started watching it, so I know that's going to be alright. I know another one has also been huge since its get-go, so that one's alright. I don't know if a Netflix one is going to be renewed, because Netflix can be dicky bitches, even though it was quite popular. And I don't know when another one is, because it's been around for a while, and when they released it in 2 blocks. So it was like the end of 2019, here was season 1, and the beginning of 2020, here was season 2. So now I'm like, I'm not actually waiting for the next 1 season, possibly. I am waiting for the next 2 seasons to be made and done. So I'm like, I need more shows. So the fact that one is like, yeah, we're confirming this one, I'm like, thank God, that's 1 down out of 9.
Out of 9, yeah. Like, it's the fun of being able to see a TV show as it's being released, so the wait, the anticipation, the hype that's building around it coming to a release. But then it's also the major downside that you have to wait and see if it's even going to be renewed or picked up, or season 2, whatnot.
And the fact that 4 of the shows I'm waiting for are anime, and every one of those ones is delayed over in Japan because of the shtick, is making this even more painful.
Yeah, the fucking anime community, or not industry, that's it. Yeah, anime industry, both physical like mangas and stuff, and digitally like in TV shows, has been majorly delayed and taken a massive hit.
In many ways, especially Berserk, because the guy died, but now their fucking series are selling off the shelves faster than I can acquire them. Thank you, people.
Well, like they have such a shortage because they're not able to print, they're not able to make more, and the TV shows, I'm pretty sure most sets and stuff have have closed down for a while, or even if they are open, they just have to close because people keep testing. What did I say?
Sorry. You said an anime is a set.
Oh yeah, well, like it is a set though.
No, well, it's a place they go to animate. It's a place. Yeah, okay. The studio. Yeah, I just loved the idea of an anime being filmed on set. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. It's not a set.
No, it's a studio.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I knew exactly what you meant. I wasn't laughing. I had no idea what you were talking about. I just love the thought process of God. They're gonna go mocap an anime fight scene in 2D.
But yeah, anime. Get your shit together. People want more stuff.
Let's not get your shit together. Just for the love of God, write things faster, please.
Yeah. Anyway, do we have more? Because we really still have like 10 minutes to go.
We do actually have 10 minutes, but I can't see a whole lot left.
No, it's a quiet enough week in the TV news. Just really, really quiet. Not much going on.
I would say I haven't seen it yet because what I'm doing now is I'm given like 2 days for Disney Plus to get their shit together. So I haven't watched Bad Batch yet, but I'm seeing people say how it's fixed a bunch of complaints. So I'm like,
yeah, and that's what I said. Like last week we said that episode 13 was disappointing or underwhelming or whatever people said.
Kind of was,
yeah. And I said there's still episodes left. They could come back and fix something, and apparently that's what they did.
Admittedly, I think people's main complaint with that episode wasn't necessarily the episode was bad, because the episode was actually pretty good. It was the fact that it was released such a late season. That's why it was okay. Disappointing. Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't a bad episode. And I was like, it's not a bad episode, but it's just out of place. It's real mid-season stuff.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for C season 2 with Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista?
No.
It's the literal the title or the headline here literally just says Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista go to war, and I don't think there's a much more testosterone-filled sentence that I could utter without adding The Rock into it that would make me feel more demasculated than I already am. How much muscle are in those two people, and they go to war in this thing?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, those are some big men.
They are some beefy hunks. What? I can say that. I can say hunk.
That's true, but you can't. Adding the beefy part made it a bit weird.
No, they're beefy. So fine cuts of beef there.
What even is it? What even is C?
I actually don't. Okay, first off, it's an Apple Plus, so sorry.
Yeah, so fuck that.
But it actually it's very, very interesting because it's set in a post-apocalyptic world where they're obviously set up in two different camps type of thing. But it's in post-apocalyptic, but the trailer at the beginning is very interesting because it makes it look like it's medieval, because you have fur pelts and chain-linked armor and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, it's very interesting. But the first thing you see of Dave Bautista is he has a Kevlar helmet. I'm like, that's a military helmet used in nowadays time. So I'm like, that's not medieval. And then it cuts to a bunch of people on horsebacks that look like they have weapons, like melee weapons and swords and stuff like that, on the outside of a deserted town with pipes and antennae on different buildings. So wow, this is a very interesting and gritty looking movie series, and I'd love to give it a go, but fuck you, Apple.
Yeah, true. This is the synopsis or the blurb of it. It's in a future where mankind has lost the ability to see and is forced to interact in new ways. A set of twins with sight is born and challenging the status quo. So that is an interesting plot line, in fairness. was not something I was expecting, to be honest, whatsoever. So that's interesting, because that means like everyone's blind, and like that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
I would like to see how it works out, because if they can't see, how do they like interact? Obviously, that's the whole thing, that like they have to interact in new ways. But like, if there's a battle, how do you battle without being able to see and stuff? You know, so like that's actually quite interesting. I would love to give this a go again. Fuck you, Apple.
Fuck you, Apple.
There's just so many streaming services at the moment.
Yeah,
that's my issue. It's just too many, and like, I did see. Now this could be a good segue. It might be a bit soon, but at PS, I think PS Plus is PS Plus.
Yeah, let's go for it now, because we don't really have anything else.
PS Plus have, I think, said if you like sign up for PS Plus or something, like, I can't even remember what it was, but you get 6 months of Apple TV, which first off is kind of cool, because like, you know, you get something for free.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Apple Plus is a weird one.
Yeah. Like, if you go here, yeah.
Here, oh.
Okay, I'll try it again.
I hope. Afterward we go.
Fuck you. The weird thing with that is, you're right, it's Apple Plus TV. Whatever you say, if you get Amazon Prime for 6 months, or whatever you say if you get Netflix, because like both of those are very big things,
or even Disney Plus.
Or even Disney Plus. Yeah, sorry.
The only reason why gave Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't say Disney Plus, because it was Game Pass. But like, how many people have like? Okay, you're not even dividing people between Netflix and Amazon Prime. So you're not dividing those two things, because in those two categories you have people who have Android phones and Apple phones, and Android phones and Apple phones. So you're not you're not dividing it into those two, Netflix and Amazon. You're dividing those two groups, Netflix and Amazon, into two even smaller groups, which is, you're now dividing Android and Apple, and for as far as I'm aware, Android supersede it, don't they?
What sense?
Like, more people have an Android than an Apple phone.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Android is definitely higher population than Apple. Yes.
Yeah, Android. I'm quickly go see if I can find
by quite a lot, because it's not just Android is not just Samsung. It's Samsung, it's Huawei, it's Nokia. It's pretty much any other phone out there uses Android other than Apple. So yeah, but it is a strange one. I know, like, I'm pretty sure you're able to use it on any device. I don't think that it just has to be an Apple device to be
Christ, I didn't think it was that big.
Oh no, it's massive, yeah.
Android owns 71.93% of the worldwide mobile operating system share, while iOS took 27%.
Yeah, it's massive. Like,
that's horrible.
Like, and I am pretty sure you're able to use Apple TV on your Android devices, but I'm sure that the Apple TV is designed for Apple devices.
Yeah.
So like, there might be some features that are not available because of the Android. Like, it might not be available unless you have the latest version of Android or some shit like that. So like, yeah, but it is a weird one. And what does Apple TV have? You know, that would entice me.
See,
Netflix is like, Netflix has massive things.
Oh yeah,
you know, and even Amazon Prime has some big things.
Yeah, they have Invincible.
Disney Plus obviously has massive things, but even Hulu has big things.
They do.
But what does Apple TV give us? You know, I could be wrong. Like, I could definitely be wrong, but I just don't know anything, or nothing stands out to me. That like screams at me, go, yeah, let me get this. I mean, it's not super expensive. It is only €5 a month, but like, what do they have? That's my thing. Like, what do we have?
Okay. Well, they have Ted Lasso that football show that's done really good.
Okay.
They they have haven't heard of you, heard of you, but I don't know what it is. Haven't heard of you. Haven't heard of you.
Do you know what it kind of feels like it is more than anything? It feels like, yes, it has Apple TV and it has certain specific TV shows and exclusives, but it also feels like it's more of a, you can watch live TV on it, but you can also,
it has Oprah's
like
book club on it. There you go. Had to get it out.
But like, this feels like it's not just. Obviously, it has exclusives, and you can watch live TV on it. But it also feels like a Google Cast that you can have Disney Plus and Netflix added to the account, so like you can watch Disney Plus on the Apple TV. If that makes sense to you.
No, I'm very confused. What?
Do you know how Google Cast works?
Yeah, you plug into something and then you can cast different shows on it. You can pretty much make a normal TV into a smart TV.
Basically, yes. So this is exactly what it does.
For 6
Plus
months?
having exclusives.
Okay. How do you give someone 6 months of a thing you plug in?
I don't know. It's a weird one.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Like, this is the description of it, but given by Apple. It's watch movies and TV shows from popular streaming services like Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus. That's the only streaming service they announced there. Subscribe to premium channels and watch live sports, all with Apple TV app. Like, that's what it is. It's basically watching live shit.
Okay.
With some other shit.
That's a bit different than plugging into other stuff. Okay. Do you remember on the Xbox they had the Sky app?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for people who don't know,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, if people don't know, you could sign in with your Sky account on the Xbox, and you could sign in like that. You could watch little normal TV, select number of shows now. You could watch normal TV. Say if you didn't even have a Sky box, you could like watch normal TV and movies and stuff like that. So that's probably what this is for 6 months free.
So I don't know. Again, Apple TV is kind of like a very exclusive market to Apple. Yeah. So like for us that don't have Apple, are just unaware of it. Yeah. And do not care either. But yeah, it's a weird one. But hey, Sony got something for free, so good for them.
Finally.
Yeah, and sticking on Sony, which was quite funny during this week.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Oh no, it's not. It's not this. It's something else. What was quite funny is Sony or PlayStation tweeted out saying like, "Oh, like we hit 50 million PS5 sales or something like that." It's like 10 million sales. And they were like, "Thanks everyone," and then every single retweet was like, it's like, you should be thanking the scalpers, like you should be ashamed of yourselves, and like all this, and they were just slaving PlayStation. Like it was bad. It was literally like just, you should be ashamed of yourself for like allowing scalpers to do what they're doing, and like they even edited, like some people like photoshopped the tweet, and at the end of their tweet it said thank you, and then they edited thank you scalpers. And that's been circulating around for a while, and I just found that really, really funny, to be honest.
Because like in some sense the Xbox community will hit back similar, but as far as I'm aware, Xbox did try to do some things against them, didn't they? They tried limiting the amount that you could buy.
Scalping has not been as bad on Xbox as it has been on PlayStation.
Now, that's probably down to name as well, but there was definitely some implemented security measures for Xbox at some point. After they realised that scalping was a bit of a dick move that was going on, they were like, let's implement something. But what's funny...
Like, I think when Sony was released, the PS5 was released, because PS5 released before Xbox, they had a thing where it was like you could pre-order, and then that was it. So like people were pre-ordering 10, 15 PS5s, So like that's why they ran out so quickly, and that's why the scalping situation got really bad.
Yeah.
But with Xbox, they limited it to one per household. Like I even went into GameStop a while ago to buy my Series S, and I went in. I was like, "Hi, can I trade this Xbox in for a Series S?" And your man was like, Did I sell you an Xbox last week?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." And like he even like checked my email on their system to make sure that I hadn't bought one already, to make sure that I wasn't buying more than one, which is quite good. Like that's quite impressive.
Good on you, in fairness, for
like
upholding that.
So like exactly, because Xbox have a quite like a thing that is like only one per household. I have 3.
You have. I was going to say, you currently have 2 Series X's and 1 Series S.
But the thing is, like, it was bought by different people, so like, technically it's different household. But like, we're not reselling them. Obviously.
You're not reselling them, and all of them are actually in use. So
yeah, so like, it's not like the scalpers that bought PS5s and literally got them and went straight onto eBay and started selling them for 1,000, 1,100. And the most ridiculous thing is people were buying them. Like that's the most ridiculous thing. No, scalping is prevented if no one is dumb enough to buy them.
I say that as, I can't believe that the people scalped as well. I've only realised that this happens in books as well. I alluded to it a little bit earlier on with Berserk, but when I was talking about, I told you this as well, that there was the volume 1 is now flying off shelves because Kento Moria died. But like that was £51. 51 fucking pounds, and it's for like €14, which is about I think £12. So it's like £40 more expensive, and it flew off the shelves. This happens everywhere.
Scalpers, and like, it's just really annoying. Because it prevents people that actually want to buy and play consoles, and they can't because of scalpers. But again, scalping is very easily prevented if, like, Sony really should be not like cracking down on this. They should really be on eBay looking for people selling PS5s and getting that shit shut down. You know, they shouldn't be allowing them.
It's not necessarily a. Okay, I had to recheck that. That's weird. It's not necessarily that it's easy to deal with, because it's not. Let's be real. It's not easy, but it's easy to kind of not even nip in the bud, but to mitigate damage. It's easy. Like again, what Xbox did versus PS5. PS5 were very slow to react, and they are still feeling the effects. Xbox were kind of there and then, right? Like, okay, let's start fixing this now. And okay, they had a little bit of extra time because they weren't necessarily as sought after because of the because the different names, but they still managed to be like, let's implement something, and it's still in effect now. Like, you didn't get that Series S that long ago, but maybe a month ago, maybe
a bit more probably, but not too long ago. But like, okay, we're not going to sit here and say that there was no Xbox scalpers. There was 100%. There's scalpers did anything. But definitely the biggest one was PS5. But like, okay, you say it's not as easy to crack down on, but it could be. Like, it's as easy as Sony coming out and saying, anyone that we're selling these consoles, we sell the PS5, and anyone that resells the console will be prosecuted. Because it's as easily as just setting a rule. Do you know when you buy like a can of Coke in a pack of 6? And like when you open the can of Coke, at the top it says not for resale.
I know what you're about to say, but I also did do work in retail and have been confided in by multiple customers saying that, we buy this because it's cheaper, we just open it up and resell it anyways.
Yeah, like people do it. It doesn't mean it's correct. You can't do it, but like even it should be cracked down, because you could easily just say this is not for resale, and then that's it. That's as easy as it gets, because the second you see a scalper on eBay, you fucking shut them down. You know, and then that's how you stop scalping. That doesn't mean you're gonna prosecute everyone. That would be insane. But like, if you do everything you can in your power to discourage people doing it, then go ahead. Now, like you said, although it says it, not everyone will be discouraged. People will go ahead and do it. Obviously, that's just people. but it would discourage other people to do it. You know, because if it didn't say that, everyone would do it. But the fact that it says it, some people will be like, oh no, I don't want to get in trouble, blah blah blah, and then that's it. So I think that's what they should go ahead and do, because this scalping situation is ridiculous, and it'll just keep going if nothing is done about it. But
you done?
Yeah,
you went on a nice old rant there.
Yeah, I did.
So from PS to one of the exclusives on Xbox side, I've only discovered this now, and for some fucking reason, this has gone unbeknownst to me. But apparently, Halo Infinite donut ad points to a November release. Thank you.
Ad.
So yeah, so apparently, also this is from Xbox Mexico, so thank you. Where is it? Chris, so the tweet, which you can see below, which is all in Spanish, which I'm not going to attempt to say out loud unless prompted. You can partnership between Halo Infinite and Krispy Kreme with an image of a new limited time donut spouting Master Chief's iconic helmet. It was posted, and I think it has a date in there that people are seeing. I assume. Wait, what's the Spanish for November?
Noviembre.
That's not there. Also, I probably should have guessed that, but there's oh no, so there was a tweet that had a response underneath it, which was saying that they're very committed to launching the game in the holiday period, and that'll come November 9th, which is a very specific day for people to be going, oh, maybe it's coming out then. That's quite big. That's if it comes out then, and all the different, we're getting a lot of new tidbits of Halo Infinite, like how you can customize your AI, which I did not know that you could do that. And when it's only when, you sent me the thing during that there's a Red vs. Blue, which is a web series I used to love. There's a little hint to them, but you said, oh, you have an AI. It's like, you can customize an AI. Yeah. I'm like, it's only when you said that I was like, wait, why hasn't that been a thing in the past? Because a lot of Spartans were given AI to legitimately now to help with their depression and killing loads of things and their lack of human emotion. They were given those things, like I said, nice and posh, those AIs for they were all given those AIs. So this is a really cool thing.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is actually really, really cool. I'm really excited for Halo.
Oh, same.
But
we're recently going to start playing through it.
Yeah. I'm looking through my calendar here. I don't think it'll be November 9th, simply because it's a Tuesday.
Hey, you never know. Games have been released on Thursdays.
Yeah, Thursday though. That's the weekend.
Thursday is not the weekend.
But it's Tuesday is not the weekend.
In fairness, if I was ever to release a game, I'd probably release it late Thursday, so people can start to install it. Wait until after their job is done. Even then, I did work with someone before who didn't come in one day because I think a Dragon Ball Z game came out, so they could binge play that for a while. Respect. And but again, games have been released on weird days.
True, but for such a big game, they'd probably release it on a weekend.
Maybe.
Even Thursday, like you said.
When was the first Halo release? Because sometimes they do this type of shit. Why did I type in hell?
Hell.
Let's type in and see if we release date. There it is. November 15th, so it's also November. Yeah, Halo. November okay, 15th. So wow, they have a nice little fucking grouping of release dates, because it's Halo Combat Evolved November 15th, Halo 2 November 9th, Halo 3 September 25th. They're sticking around them. September is 2 months out, but it's November, and I don't know the rest.
Yeah, and then it was Halo ODST was September, Halo Reach was September, then the Evolved Combat was in actually that the anniversary one was released the exact same date, November 15th, 10 years later, which is kind of cool. And then we went back to November, then November and then October. So like in and around those dates.
Yeah. Let's say we'll get. Do you think we'll get this year? I think we'll get this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we won't.
Thank God.
I think we will. I think they delayed it a year. I think right decision. I think if they delay it again, that'll just really just put a damper on the whole thing. I think I think it this year has to be this year.
Sorry, I absolutely love the Spanish for Master Chief, which is Del Jefe Maestro. Oh, I love it so much.
Oh yeah, you love the old Spanish.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has to be this year.
It has to.
I don't know if I'm just being really optimistic, but it has to be.
No, I'd say we are, because they have mentioned the past few times that they're looking for a this year release date. So I'd say we're pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. They have. I think it would be quite bad if they delayed again.
Well, again, because we've gotten so many just tidbits throughout the past few days of just customization options with the AI and I love one thing.
They are on a closed beta at the moment.
Yeah, what I always love. Are they?
Yeah, they're doing a closed beta.
Sorry, I said I responded there like, okay, fine, let me get the sentence out. Then I was like, closed beta. Why am I not a part of it? Wait.
I'm pretty sure it's a closed beta at the moment. Or it might be a closed alpha.
It might be closed alpha. I don't imagine a closed beta being this far out. Halo Infinite closed beta. Beta? Head to Xbox console such as that. Son of a bitch. Oh, there's the beta for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Talk about something while I figure out how to do this. Fuck, it's gone!
It's gone, is it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's gone. I honestly thought you knew there was a beta, otherwise I would have told you. But yeah, it's literally just gone though, I think.
Yeah, it's this weekend. It's Sunday.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine. It won't be if it's coming out this year. I don't care.
Yeah.
You get the chance to try out the games if you happen to get an invitation.
Yeah, no, you sign up and then you get an invitation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Again, but a sign of a beta is always a good sign.
Yeah, no,
you don't do a beta till your game is pretty much ready to go like that. Like the beta is the last thing you do before you release a game. It's to iron out the couple of little issues, because if this was an alpha, then you'd be like, yeah, this could be quite a while away. But a beta, I think a beta is quite like a thing that is like, yeah, we're nearly there. We're just gonna iron out the last couple of details, and then we'll have probably an open beta. Then they might have an open weekend beta or something like that for pre-orders, and then the game will release. But yeah, Halo is an exciting one.
Yeah. Another possible exciting one, and it's one that's really tugging on my own heartstrings, is they're constantly asking, the game that's constantly in the looks of everyone wanting a remaster for, even producers want a remaster for this game, and for fucking good reason, is Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh,
and
we've been talking about this for years.
We have been, and there's literal years. And there was hints when I was in first year of college, so last year, that there could be one coming out, that it was in talks. And it must have been in talks, but since then, the whole thing with like Apu happened, and they suppose it took him out for, reasons that I guess can be construed as offensive, but at the same time, like, it's been going on for how many years, and we now decide it's bad.
And the whole thing about Simpsons is that it's meant to be a stereotypical thing.
Yeah, so God forbid they'd have stereotypes in it. But like, I think people think that's the main reason for it, but there's a lot of politics that's surrounding a Simpsons game, and I can't imagine any other reasons why it would be like that except for this. So
Yeah.
also it's just a straight to remaster thing, so I guess they could kind of get around it, the whole not having to, because you play as a Pooh for an entire mission, so you play for a while, but like I still don't see why that should be the biggest issue to get around, even if it's implementing a new character or something. But yeah, like, this should be a game that has gotten a remaster already. Because everyone, every time someone sees this, the entire thing is like, yeah. Now a few people are like, people just want it for nostalgia. Why the fuck else would you want a remaster? You absolute weird.
No, that game remastered would be one of the happiest days of my life. That game was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
If you say otherwise, you were wrong, because
if you say otherwise, you just weren't good at it. It's a difficult game as well.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, I very rarely got past it without cheats when I was younger.
Oh, definitely. But like, that's what made it fun, though.
Mm.
I'm sure it wouldn't be hard now.
No, I don't know. I'd say they keep the original difficulty. I think
I think you would keep people happy if you even gave us some backwards compatibility with that game.
Oh yeah.
Like, just give us backwards compatibility for it, and then we'll literally shut up about the remaster for a couple of years.
Yeah,
like,
just give us a re-release.
Just leave us play it. Like, just leave us play it, and then What?
Yeah. That being said, I don't know if I'd like a Demon Souls style remaster, which is everything is overhauled and it looks fucking beautiful. Because that might take away from a little bit. But even if you just like up, like if you just up like frame rates and like resolution stuff like that, and you refine it a little bit, and movement, even then, the movement made it fucking hilarious. It can be a little clunky at times. I get that, but if you just refine how it looks, that's it. I would be alright with that, but not as much of like a overhaul of as Demon Souls is, because Demon Souls has really stepped, in my opinion, at least, has stepped up the game of what remaster should be. It looks amazing from a game that was even 2009, which is like 12 years ago at this point. Like this, I remember playing this when I was fucking 7, I think.
Yeah.
See your own video
Probably
game.
Younger.
Easily younger. I'd say. I think I overshot it. 2003. So I remember playing that when I was 3. Wow, it's
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing that even when I was 10. I play it now. If actually my PS2 is plugged in. You want to know how expensive it is to buy a game now?
Oh, I say it's ridiculous.
Yeah, one's going here for €150 on one buy. It's 91 in We Buy. Now that's CEX or sex is €30.
Oh my god, €30 for a fucking nearly a 20-year-old game. Jesus Christ!
An Xbox original game is
nearly
€30
20 years old, and it's god.
Yep.
Jesus. That game is as old as my brother.
That's scary, Rod.
Yeah, that's so scary.
And now I know when your brother was released.
He was released in 2003.
You get an update every. I don't know if I can make those type of jokes. Actually, it's not anything bad. It's just a puberty joke, but I just don't know if YouTube would like it.
Yeah, we'll just keep on YouTube's good side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's but yeah, that's it. I think, is it?
No. Probably have one or two other things. There were some things I found pretty noteworthy. You.
Yeah. What?
No words were coming to my mind when I was talking there.
Enough.
Yeah. You were actually. I know we're getting Outer Wilds. Oh, I thought it was Outer Worlds. Nah, it's never mind. Well, I like that game. I don't care about it. Oh yeah, we chose the slight wrong time to buy our animals in Sea of Thieves.
I know, I saw that.
You saw it? Yeah, right. If I was to play Sea of Thieves, we've recently gone to Sea of Thieves. You should definitely give it a go if you have friends, because it's very fun. But we bought animals the other day because we are fucking, we love animals.
Yeah.
And we play, and now there's apparently they're selling, giving sales of if we bought an animal to like actual charities.
Yeah, so like if we would have
weekend.
bought them like 2 days later, our money would have gone for a good cause, but we missed it by about 3 or 4 days.
No, we missed it by we bought it 2 days ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed it by 1 day.
Ah.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
That's so annoying because it would have made the purchase a lot less hefty. It would have been for a good cause.
Yeah, we love it. Like, we love everything that's
going
on.
no, fantastic. But like,
yeah, we love the Game Boy.
It would have been for a better cause,
Yeah, it would have been better than just our own. Like, we want
benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, we want an animal on our ship.
Yeah. I did see that. Yeah, I was like, literally by a day.
Yeah.
Well, again, I don't care. I like my monkey Steve.
And I like my parakeet Dawn.
Yeah. And Harry's dog is beautiful. Mango. Oh, such a cute dog.
Actually, I just saw it there and I didn't want to talk about it. Horizon Forbidden West has gotten a delay. And that's the other big PS exclusive now that's gotten a delay.
Yet another one.
Is this always something is this something that's like not a staple now at this point with PS exclusives? Because regularly the PS will get a delay, because Death Stranding, that was either released way back and then not released for ages. Excuse me. I can't remember if Days Gone was delayed or not. I think that was a similar thing. But Disney and PS are the exact same in my mind for some reason. They're the same people because they just make the same decisions. But like with PlayStation, any of their big games that they released had massive like windows of release dates. So like they like released the thing ages back. They weren't released for ages. You didn't get any news on it for a good long while, and then all of a sudden they started to come out more, and then they were only alright, except for games that get delayed, which turn out to be really good. But this is like God of War Ragnarok, I think is that actually the name of it?
Which?
God of War Ragnarok.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, like that was delayed, and we all know the hell that people. Okay, we know the hell that the developers and writers went through because that got delayed. What the fuck is wrong with people? It's delayed. I don't know if this has only been like 1 day ago. I think this came out. Yeah, 1 day ago. So it's a rumor as well that this could get delayed. Everyone knows when you hear the word rumor, if it's bad, it's true. If it's good, it's false. So since this is bad, I assume this is true. So I assume people are going to hit back pretty heavily as well on this. If not,
oh yeah, I'd expect it.
Yeah, if not, I worry even more of the PS community.
Yeah.
More so than seeing the phrase that the SSD for the first SSD for the PS5 can cost about €950. I'd buy a fucking graphics card that would make my PC run better than the PS5.
I did see
Thank
that.
you.
They said they
night.
finally have a thing for extended storage on the PS5, and they have so many rules, like for which one you can buy. It's so stupid. It's like it needs to be this size, it needs to be tiny, and it has to be able to like not overheat the PS5 and this and that and this, and it's just like, hey, why don't you just get your shit together? How about that?
That's really like if your if your steps to mitigate that type of stuff, like mitigate that type of damage, if your steps to counteract just overheating and see if that results in we thought €200 was bad for the Xbox One, but at least that's
it is
like
bad.
It is bad. The €200 is bad for it, like the only SSD you can get. I hope they change that at some point. I'm sure they actually will. I assume for like the first while it's going to be like.
I assume it's going to be like that until other people find how to make it and start making it for cheaper, and then that's what they go down.
That's fine. But like 200 is bad, and we thought that was as bad as you could get. That PS5 wouldn't make the same mistake, and in some regard, we are right. They aren't charging someone €200. They're charging someone like a ludicrous amount of money to extend their storage by what I can only anticipate is a terabyte.
I can only imagine it's going to be that small. Yes. I can't imagine it to be more than a terabyte, to be honest. Yeah. Especially at the size that they're saying, because it has to be tiny.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's a load of SSDs out there. Like I have a Samsung NVMe SSD that was 260. I want to say is it 200? I'll say 200 just for the sake of a fucking argument. I got an SSD that was 200, but the thing with PC SSD and extended well, no, it's very similar in the sense of where SSDs, for people who don't know, if you have a hard drive, games will take a little bit longer to load and to boot up on your system, no matter what it is, really, on an Xbox or on a PC. PCs especially, it'll take a little longer. But with SSD, it'll run faster. Like, cause I have my system boots off an SSD, and I can get up and running in 23 seconds. What I'm brag. But with a game as well, like I play a World War II game with one of my friends, and he has his on SSD, and I have mine on on my hard drive. He loads up faster and stuff like that, but I think I could run mine better because I have better specs. But it loads slower because on a hard drive. That's fine. Yeah. So I get that Xbox and PS5 have now said this is an SSD, not a hard drive, and SSDs can be a bit more expensive, and that's fair for. So when I look at so when I look at it from a PC point of view, €200 for an SSD isn't really that bad. From a PC point of view, not a console. You're a console, not PC. But fucking €950, even for a fucking graphics card, is horrible. Yeah,
no, that's insane. So they're gonna have to fix themselves, because I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong on this. So, but I'm pretty sure the PS5 only has like 600 gigabytes of storage.
I think. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know because I don't pay attention to PS5.
825 gigabytes. But after the internal usage and shit like that, it goes out to 667.
Oh yeah, so that's right, because Xbox started with a terabyte and it goes down to like 800 or something, and then
or something.
I think it's 835.
So like even 600 is not a lot anymore, and this it's not PS5's fault, it's not Xbox fault. It's just video games are just ridiculously massive nowadays. It's actually kind of getting a little stupid how big they're getting. Like even like the Master Chief Collection, we installed it the other day and it was like 150 gigabytes and it was just absurd. It is just getting absurd, to be honest, the size of these games. Like every game that's coming out, it's about between like 60 to 100 gigabytes, which is a lot of gigabytes. So yeah, I think they need to make, even Xbox, because their external the extra one is €200, but it only gives you an extra terabyte, so that's not enough. It needs to start to go up to 2, 3, 4, 5 terabytes. Like
for a console at least, because like people will buy consoles because they don't have the money to invest into a PC, or they're not as invested into video games as a PC player might be. You get a PC if you're very much into games, but like, so that's why I keep saying from a PC point of view, 200 for an SSD. But like in my mind, if you're going to be spending 200 on an SSD, it might be like 2 terabytes. So you're right with the storage thing, because mine's only 1. But like for a console side of things, yeah, you want your games to run fast, but at the same time, like €200 is a lot for a console player to spend on storage. Not for a PC, just storage. Like I spent about 300 on storage from a PC. Well, that's a PC. I haven't spent anything for an Xbox, and I still have plenty of games on my Xbox. You're right. It's like games are very expensive, very intensive when it comes to storage nowadays. Yeah. But you can still get a good few on it. But for 200 for an SSD, even 200 for an SSD for a console is a bit much.
Yeah. Definitely.
But 950 is ludicrous, even for PC standards.
100%. But yeah, that's all we have for
that is all we have.
So yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
You know the jazz. Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and everything else.
Bye bye bye.
Yeah, goodbye.